وعليكم السلام وعليكم السلام وعليكم السلام. What's going on, guys? Inshallah, everything is well. John and David Wood. Mm, I should check that out. Inshallah. It's been a busy couple of days on the internets. What's going on? MashaAllah, we got Akib in the chat. Hey guys, subhanallah. Um, it's a hadith about Fatima being too young, inauthentic in Nasa'i. I heard some different opinions. Seems to be legit, but I don't think it's saying that she's too young. I think she's saying it's too small. She's too small. I think that's what the hadith is saying. It just says inha saghira, right? Inha saghira could mean too young, it could mean too small. And I'm assuming from the context is that she's too small. Not a big fan of al-Waqidi for Maghazi. طيب, barakallah fikum. I want to share a thought tonight. I don't know if I've shared this before, but once upon a time, this was one of the first things that I go. I don't know about Sir al-Alamin, bro. I don't know. I have no idea. That's one of the weird ones because, like, it seems to be a Shi'i book. So I don't think it's by Ghazali. Wallahu alam. Um, let's get back to that. One of the first things that got me interested, got me connected to people in the scene. This was like 20 years ago. I mentioned I mentioned this, but maybe I'll share a different perspective today. There were two du'at that were fighting. There were two du'at, some of the biggest du'at. This was 20 years ago. They were fighting online, and one of them seemed to be. I think he was more accessible than the other one. So I sent him an email. I said, "Ya Sheikh, don't fight, Ya Sheikh. Ya Sheikh, the ummah needs to be united. Ya Sheikh, don't do this. These differences yeah, you're making these small differences big issues. Things of that nature." طيب, I said something along those lines, and he sent me an email back saying to me something along the lines of like he emphasized the importance of the Deen. I wish I have that email. He emphasized the importance of the Deen. He emphasized the importance of the Sunnah. He emphasized the importance um of not يعني, what's the word I'm looking for? Not sugarcoating. Yeah, things like that. And if we start sugarcoating, we're going to lose the Deen. Things of that nature. He was saying that stuff to me, and it was the first time in my life that I ever come across someone saying stuff like that, and it changed me. And because he was going back, he's someone in Dawah. The other guy's someone in Dawah. They're both going back and forth, and the sheikh I was speaking to, he was like, "Look, this is what he's doing wrong. He said this wrong. This cannot be found in the Quran and Sunnah. He's saying this wrong. This conflicts with the Quran. He's saying this wrong. This conflicts with the Hadith." And like he was like listening to that. He's like, "Oh, how can you ask me to be quiet about the guy? How can you ask me to stay silent and look away and whatever?" And subhanallah, it was such a heartfelt message that that was sufficient for me. That in itself changed my view, and that was it. طيب. So, subhanallah, what I find really interesting is that, um, and because I was there, I see many Muslims today saying that sort of thing to me. I see many young Muslims saying, Farid, yeah, make peace, yahi. Why are you criticizing the brother? There is a difference. And the difference is, and by the way, when yeah, I was a teenager at the time when I saw that, and I was a very miskeen. I was very ignorant in Deen, extremely ignorant in Deen. So for someone to say that to me, Alhamdulillah, like I'm surprised that it had that effect on me. Because today I see folks that have some knowledge, have much more knowledge than I did when I was a teenager. I was like the most ignorant Muslim. Yeah, the average convert who just converted could probably have more knowledge than me. I was so miskeen when I was a teenager, ultimate jahil. And it was when I was about 21 when that's when I started seeking knowledge. In any case, it's shocking to me today to find people seeing someone validating shirk in 25 minutes. You're watching someone providing arguments for polytheism in 25 minutes. And if I refute him, you say, Habibi, we should have unity. But I think we should be patient, Yani. I think we should be patient. We should explain it in a soft way, in the same way the Sheikh explained it to me. I think we should, because the last thing you want to do is you want to be mean. And I've seen people be mean. I've seen people, so someone would say something like, bro, we shouldn't fight. Akhi, please make peace. And then we have someone in the comments saying, shut the hell up. The hell is wrong with you? You shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be like that, guys. And unfortunately, that approach will push people to the other side. Unfortunately. Oh, unfortunately. And by the way, guys, subhanAllah, the bad manners that comes from all sorts of people, but especially Salafis, yeah? Oh, check it out. Muhammad Ihsan Rabbani says, make peace with Daniel Harigaju. Muhammad Ihsan Rabbani, welcome to the chats, bro. I'd give you some chai if you were here. But yeah, Muhammad Ihsan Rabbani, did you watch my last video? Wa alaikum assalam, bro. MashaAllah. You even have like the number one guy in the chat. Akhi, ya Muhammad Ihsan, barakallah feek, bro. Please watch my video and then say to me, Farid, make peace. Because Akhi, I'm responding to him. He's accusing the ulama of shirk. He's accusing the ulama of polytheism. Akhi, please don't tell me, watch my video and then tell me, Farid, make peace. At least watch the video first, okay? Barakallah feek. yeah. Yeah. Anna, I completely lost my train of thought, guys. I haven't seen John Fontaine yet. Subhanallah. Yeah. Okay. So the brother says, "Okay, brother, inshallah, I don't like Muslim brothers fighting while people suffer in Gaza. Akhi, wallah, akhi, I feel the same way, man. Ya Muhammad Ihsan, I feel the same way. But ya Muhammad Ihsan, you gotta keep in mind that the ummah has always been oppressed. This is not something that just started. Gaza has been under oppression for tens of decades, for several decades. I'm not supposed to correct someone who's accusing ulama of shirk until Gaza becomes free, akhi. That's I can't bro, it's shirk. We're talking about monotheism versus polytheism, akhi. If I had to wait until I don't know if Gaza is going to be free in the next few years, in the next couple of decades. I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna be alive, bro. طيب, so back to what I was saying. Um, yeah, so the thing is about Salafis, guys. The thing is about Salafis is that Habibi, you watch the video, bro. خلاص. Check out the video. Barakallah fik. Okay. And I don't know, yeah, Jim. I don't know how old I'm. I don't know if I'm gonna live for 20 years, man. Alhamdulillah, I'm healthy, but God knows. God knows how long I'm gonna be alive, bro. Okay. So back to what I was saying. The thing is with Salafis, guys. Are you not Salafi? Of course I'm Salafi. I'll even do the meme. I'm Salafi. You're not Salafi. You're not Salafi. You're not Salafi. I'm Salafi. I'll do the meme, bro. Okay. So the thing is with Salafis is that Salafis will be harsher than others. And the reason is, and there's a clip by Al-Albani, there's an audio by Al-Albani where he says this. Okay, so don't freak out on me. Yeah. Albani was saying something along the lines of, yeah, but um, let's assume they're harsher. Yeah. The reason is that Salafis care more about everything in Islam than others. Salafis care more about fiqh than others. Salafis care more about aqidah than others. And because of this, they're harsher. طيب. So, guys, yeah, that's fine. That's fine to care more. Alhamdulillah, it's a great thing to care more. It's a great thing to care more. I think it's terrible if you see someone fall into major issues in aqidah and you say, yeah, whatever. I think that's a much bigger issue than you being a bit harsh. But at the same time, if you're too harsh, then you're going to push the other person away. And for some people, it's gotten so bad, guys. For some people, I don't know what's happened to them. For some people, they've been hurt by a Salafi so badly that they will, one, generalize, two, be like the opposite extreme. Okay, so let's say the Salafi was calling him a mubtadi', then he's going to call the Salafi a kafir. Okay, um, and three, uh, they will just be contrarians. And whatever you say as a Salafi, they will choose the opposite. Even if it's like a mundane fiqhi view, they will just do the opposite. It's because they hate the Salafi because of a personal experience. And being someone who's steadfast, holding onto the Quran Sunnah is a great thing. And I understand the mentality when you're looking at people that are just like blindly following something. They got no idea why they're following it. And they're just stuck in with, oh, okay, lights went off. And then you are coming in there, and you're coming in there with dalil, and you're like, this is wrong, and you're harsh about it. And if you're too harsh, you're gonna lose that person. Fa- that's one of the worst things you could do. One of the worst things you could do is lose that person that you're trying to bring onto your side. And I understand that mentality, because at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares if they don't want to listen? They don't have to listen. I conveyed the message, and that's all that matters. La ya habibi. That's all that matters. Why are you conveying the message? Are you conveying the message for the sake of conveying the message? Are you conveying the message in order to bring someone to the truth? Or are you doing it to just feel better? Yeah. So the intention from every conversation, from every interaction, should be to bring someone to the truth. Whether it's a mundane matter, whether it's a matter of fiqh, whether it's a matter of aqidah, the intention is to bring someone because you want them to benefit. طيب, I think that's it for my TED talk. I don't know what happened. I just woke up. I didn't wake up. I was like, I had to say something beneficial today. Hey. Muhammad Yusuf says, my brother is confused about Salafi Maturidi Ash'ari. He says, I only believe Allah is nothing like creation and He is one. Should I give him more da'wah? Akhi, give him some nice soft da'wah. Why not, man? After Farid's stream, Sheikh Uthman has a video responding to Nu'man Ali Khan. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're referring to. Is there something happening about music? Do you know the identity of the one who owns the channel Many Prophets One Message? I noticed you commented on the response to Inspiring Philosophy. Yeah, I know, Machi. We talk quite a bit. I was talking to a person who asked about music. Um, بارك الله فيك يا أكيب. هل في فرق بين السلفي والأثري ولا نفس الشيء؟ Hussam is asking, is a Salafi and Athari, or are they different? And the answer to that question is that a Salafi and an Athari can be the same thing. However, some people use the term Athari and mean something else. They mean, this neo Hanbali thing, because there were some Hanbalis that were not really upon the Salafi path. They didn't affirm attributes, um, but they were on something else. And yeah, I'm not going to go into detail about that, but some people, they will use the term ethari, and they would actually mean that. They wouldn't actually mean Salafi. So if someone uses the term ethari, in some cases, you want to ask, you want to say, do you mean, like Salafi, or what exactly? Interesting, نعم. When are you coming to the US? أخي, no plans at the moment. One criticism of Salafis that I do think has some truth is that Salafis oftentimes don't respect valid ikhtilaf and can be harsh on people for holding mainstream fiqh opinions within the madhab. Wallah ya akhi, you know, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I guess it depends on the issue, akhi. Because sometimes, bro, sometimes, and yeah, bro, you can ask about Karbala, inshallah. I'm talking to Abdul Hamid. Do you feel safe in the Middle East? Yes, I do, of course, bro. Um, yeah, the chai is done, bro. And I forgot what the question was. Hey, it's about valid ikhtilaf. Maybe ask someone else, akhi. Maybe ask someone else, or yeah, you weren't even asking. You're just sharing your thoughts. Okay, bro. Okay. داود بن جرجيس لا يا اخي انا ما اطلعت على قصته. Salam. So we got Khabat saying Salam. Would you be open to talk to Daniel? Should I talk privately or talk in a debate? What are you talking about? Either way, just get together. Khabat, did you watch my last video? I think this is a common thing where people haven't seen my last video, and yeah. So we got Burlord King saying getting together with someone who accuses you of being an agent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a big fan of TikTok, bro. ايه يا حسام رديت عليه. طيب guys, I just want to point out one thing. This is irrelevant to the previous things that we're talking about, but inshallah, the next stream that I'll be making that has to do with Jahiliyyah is going to be a private stream, and it's going to be dealing with one of the main misconceptions about Jahiliyyah. That's the intention. So, because it's going to be a private stream, it's only those that are enrolled in the course that are going to be receiving a link to the live stream. So, if you haven't enrolled into the course yet, now is the time to do so. I'll try to set up that stream for tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. And you can find the course in my bio on YouTube or in my bio on Twitter. Yeah, it's going to be a live stream about one of the biggest misconceptions about Jahiliyyah, inshallah. الله ييسر لك امورك يا اخوي حسام. الله يخليك يا ابو عابد. Will there be more جاهلية streams? يعني ان شاء الله, but yeah, the next one is going to be a private one. Will the streams be recorded and saved for people who enroll in the future? Yes, Ya Yunus. The streams will be available for those that enroll later on. However, of course, for those that want to be following while the stream's occurring, have questions while the stream's occurring, it's the best time to enroll. طيب guys, it's very late. I need to bounce. Um, yeah, I do need to bounce. Do you think Daniel is genuinely sincere about his views? I don't know, man. I don't know. لأن أخي أنا he's jumped so many times. He's jumped so many times with his views. It's hard. It's hard to conclude whether he's being sincere or not. طيب يلا guys. I'll catch you in the next one إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.